MVP we're talking about. Oh, the NBA? No, 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 no. It never sleeps in the NFL. Talking about next year's MVP, the leader in the clubhouse right now. If you want to invest, it's Josh Allen at 13%. Justin Herbert, 9%. Lamar Jackson, 9%. And there's Drake Maye, who lost out late in the season because his coach is an idiot. He's listed at 8% here. Caleb Williams, Joe Burrow, Patrick Mahomes, the usual suspects at the top of the list, Joe. Is it Josh Allen? Because we know a lot of things can change on a year-to-year basis. Josh Allen is really good. But would you be paying the 13% here for Josh Allen or somebody else below him?
I don't know. Call me crazy. It feels like maybe Joe Burrow is due for a bounce back situation here. There again, I'm going to say a lot of change in Buffalo, and I don't know that it's for the better. We shall see. I mean, Josh Allen is going to be Josh Allen, but at some point, we're probably going to get a little fatigue here with Josh Allen. Maybe Joe Burrow, if he can stay on the field. We know he's going to put up points, and he's going to rack up a ton of stats here, provided he stays healthy enough to do so.
Is it too early to look at last year and say, you know what, one of those emerging young teams here with a quarterback that seems to get it now that he has a good head coach in Ben Johnson? We're talking about Caleb Williams here to win the MVP, trading at 7%, Joe. $100 investment pays back $1,429. Trying to go a little bit outside the box on a player that might be able to excel, but certainly Josh Allen's going to put up those numbers. Also, if Josh Allen gets a top flight wide receiver number one, then we might be looking back in that window. But Justin Herbert getting a lot of respect. Lamar Jackson, again, usual suspects up top of that list. We'll see where it does play out. NFL offseason. Is it really an offseason at this point? Because we talk about football 365, 24/7. It's just the way the design is. They're in Indianapolis this weekend at the Combine, but hot topics are starting to come out, Joe. We talked about it a couple times already during the show. Anthony Richardson, young quarterback of the Indianapolis Colts, thought to be the future there, just can't stay on the field. And even if he's had some weird injuries, like, hey, I'm working out with a flex band and I fractured my eye socket here, he's looking for a trade. The Colts are looking to move on.
Yeah, and I mean, talk about swing and miss. I mean, it just did not work. I mean, 3 years removed? Ballard there at Indy, whose job is safe for some reason, used the fourth pick in that draft to get a very unproven quarterback and thought he hit a home run, but now he's got Danny Dimes under center here, which actually he might have lucked into that. But the reality is, boy, oh boy, for a team that pushed all in and gave up the future draft assets and capital to get a couple of guys because they thought they were going to make a run. Yeah, that didn't work out. Didn't work out with Richardson. But we've seen, just because it didn't work out in Indy doesn't mean that it could be over for him. But something tells me it's over for Trent Richardson.
Yeah, he's just going to have to go to a team that he can sit back for a year or two because he's still quite young and he's still going to have all that athletic ability just to learn the system and sort of calm down and have the game slow down for him. That's probably what's going to be best. Staying in Indianapolis, that's not what's going to be best. And it looks like the Colts have certainly moved on. Talking about moving on from superstar players possibility, that's the Philadelphia Eagles and A.J. Brown. For me as an Eagles fan, I don't think he goes anywhere because, number one, you're going to trade a high-level talent, and number two, it's going to really impact your salary cap and what you can do into the offseason. Howie Roseman's asked a lot about A.J. Brown. Here's him at the Combine talking about him as well.
I think that sometimes what's going on outside isn't the same we feel internally. And so I think like AJ is a fearless competitor who loves to play, who loves to win. And when people ask him something, he just tells them what he views as what's going on. And, he's done that before in years that we've won championships, and or gone to the Super Bowl. And so everything for him comes in terms of trying for us to get better, trying to improve, seeing things that we could improve. So someone asks him the question, and he's honest, and all of us who have relationships with AJ in the building, and all of us do have relationships with AJ, see a guy who cares about his teammates. He's a captain. He's been a captain. He's not elected by me. He's not elected by Nick. He's elected by his teammates. And that speaks to the kind of leadership that he has and the work ethic that he has.
A lot of rumors swirling in Philadelphia. He loves Vrabel. He loves the Patriots. Is always a Patriot fan. Could they make that move? But I said again, like it deals with, if you want to get first-round compensation, that's fine. But also for a team that the Eagles think they're in that window to win a Super Bowl, you trade A.J. Brown, that window is already closed. Not because, wait a second, you remove one guy, you smash the salary cap, which means A.J.'s not going to play for you, and he's going to take up $40 million in cap space. You can't do that, Joe. You just can't.
No. And that That whole thing there, Donnie, felt like I'm going to throw out a whole lot of accolades and a whole lot of
Yeah.
nice things, but you said absolutely nothing, Rose. The idea that the only thing we know is from his side, that's by design from you guys, because I don't think you have a clue as to what you want to do with him yet. I think you already would have traded him had the contract been more conducive to do so, and somebody would have come to the table. So I think it's coming to an end. I don't know how much longer Philadelphia is just going to continue to have to deal with answering questions about A.J. Brown.
Exactly. We'll see. And again, the combine's there, deals get done. The draft's coming up, deals get done. I don't think A.J. Brown's going anywhere at this point because I just don't think it makes financial sense for the Philadelphia Eagles. Even if you don't like the guy and say, well, he's better on us without us just because of the salary cap itself. There's no salary cap ramifications. He probably would be traded in the next 3 days, but it's hard to do that now. Now, let's talk about a topic that we all know and love. The NFL owners, Joe, they fought really hard. You will not release any of this information. This is ridiculous here where you have these players voting on which owners are bad in the organizations. And we get each and every one of these organizations and we see the votes exactly. And nothing the owners can do about it, Joe. So let's start there before we actually get into the notes itself. Did the owners think that we were never going to hear about any sort of these votes going out? And it's hilarious to see that we know exactly where these votes went already. I love it.
I mean, it's like, welcome to 2026. The fact that you actually spent money on attorneys to fight this ever being released, and yet here it is being leaked and being released is hysterical to me. Like, what did you think was going to happen here? So I get why the owners don't like it. And it's usually always the same owners, Donnie, that have had a problem with this. And it's usually the ones that, well, yeah, aren't looked very favorably with the players. So listen, is it perfect? What players who? No, but it's certainly, I think where there's smoke, there is fire. And yeah, if I'm the Pittsburgh Steelers and the Rooney family, yeah, I'm not very happy that that was released and leaked anyway.
It's designed to embarrass and for good reason. Like the only way you can get public pressure on your organization to embarrass them or change things up is vote that they're the worst. No one wants to sit in the room like, wow, I was voted worst owner in the league and the cheapest owner in the league. The only guy that doesn't care about that is probably Bidwell out there in Arizona. And also, I want to focus more, Joe, on the bottom three than the top three, because the top three was the Dolphins, the Vikings, and the Commanders. The bottom three is the Browns, Cardinals, and Steelers. Now, you can say like, all right, I live in Pittsburgh. It's cold all year. The facilities stink. It's not a great place to be. Same thing with the Browns. Facilities stink. We stink in this organization. Our owner stinks. I don't really want to live in Cleveland. But the Cardinals should not be the 31st or the 32nd team ever listed there. Like, that's one of those places where it's like, hey, it's nice weather all year round. Just treat me with some respect and we'll have a great organization. It's always funny to me, but also there is no relegation. You could be a horrendous owner and just continue, Joe, to print money. It's the way it is in the NFL.
Yeah, that is, and that's kind of what we're seeing there in some of those spots. But hey, listen, if I'm a free agent, if I'm a player in the NFL, you don't think I know all about that survey? You don't think I understand? You don't think they talk on what's going out? I mean, how else are you going to force an owner or force a franchise in order to be able to be a little more conducive than by letting people know, letting it out in the public and the other players know just how awful you really are?
Focusing on the Pittsburgh Steelers here, the Ari Miroff tweet. Get a load of this here. Locker room graded an F. Players reported only has 5 bathroom stalls for the entire team. Ownership ranked last in willingness to invest in facilities here. Lowest rated home field in the league by a wide margin due to high school and college use to poor field condition. Strength coaches ranked last in the NFL. Training staff ranked first in the NFL. How's that happen? Great train. Is that, by the way, ranked first in the NFL? The training staff? That's pretty impressive then.
Well, yeah, you love your trainers, but they're given the wrong equipment. I mean, I get it. You know what I mean? The trainers are the ones there that are looking, to have your back. But the whole best part about that entire thing was that everyone failed for the most part, except the trainers. Oh, yeah, and the head coach who decided to walk away rather abruptly and said, yeah, I'm good to go here. How he lasted that long with those conditions is pretty laughable.
Crazy. It's absolutely crazy town here. Like the Pittsburgh Steelers supposed to be like, oh, that's an organization you can look up to. And the players be like, no, this is the worst organization in football. You should be out of here at this
Yes.
point. Pro Football Talk. Get a load of this tweet here, which this seems like it's more bizarro world than anything. The Browns have proposed expanding the limit for trading draft picks from 3 to 5 years, which means a stupid organization could trade 5 first-rounders for a quarterback. A vote should come as soon as March. This is also the same Browns team that gave up Earth and also the moon, the stars, and the sun to get Deshaun Watson and pay him more money than anybody else, and it wrecked their franchise. So now it feels like, yeah, let's double down on horrible decision-making. Please don't have this happen. You will bury franchises if this happens.
The Browns should never be allowed to offer up any suggestions on anything involving, well, pretty much anything. They are, until they can stop finishing in that survey, 30th and 31st, which once again they are. Yeah, no, you don't get to have input as far as what the rest of the league should be doing.
How about this quick one here? Drew Brees, Hall of Famer here. He's trying to lead a group that's going to try to buy the San Diego Padres. How about that? Hometown native, not so fast, but trying to get involved here. Maybe he's the reckoning force that can knock off the Los Angeles Dodgers.